Hey guys, what's going on? Just wanted to do this video for you today, like how to use influencer marketing to sell on Instagram. I've obviously got a lot of people that have inquired about this. A lot of people not necessarily want to make, Kim K money, don't need to make, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month. What they're looking to do is, maybe pay for their car payment or pay for, software, or pay for something that they're doing. They've obviously built up a good influence. They have a good amount of engagement on their profiles. And once again, just want to make a little bit of money on Instagram. I've been doing this for about 6 or 7 years, helping influencers be able to put content online and once again be able to monetize that. So I have a good amount of experience with that, and so just wanted to share some of the things with you guys today as we go through this. So the benefits of using Instagram for influencer marketing. There's a number of them, right? I mean, influencer marketing is has been around for a number of years. I was doing it before it was even called influencer marketing, and the platforms that we found, and even tested other companies have done, other engagement agencies. The platforms they found to be the best to do it on is Instagram. Facebook is further down. Obviously, there are Instagram's owned by Facebook. Twitter, Pinterest, YouTube, Snapchat. So right now on Instagram, I think originally when we talked about this, I think they have about 800,000 active users, which is awesome. 51% of those users use it on a daily basis. At least 20% use it weekly. So once again, there's a high amount of engagement on the profile. It's kind of a lifestyle type thing. So people enjoy the makeup and fitness, and there's a lot of working out, that kind of thing. It's very, very popular on the platform. Instagram's also the most engaging platform for influencers. And then it's the highest interaction per 1,000 followers, proving that Instagram has the highest engagement rate. And Instagram's the number one platform for influencers. About 92% of those are on Instagram. So I'm going to give you guys a step-by-step guide to Instagram on once again, how to use it. So what you want to do on Instagram is make sure you define your goals and your performance metrics. It's extremely important. I mean, if you don't define what your goals are, then how do you know if you get there, right? I mean, if you're running a race and there's no finish line, then how do you know that you've actually finished? So it's important to set these up ahead of time. There's a number of different things you can look at. There's sales, there's sentiment, there's all kinds of things that you can take a look at, but set those up ahead of time. So what do you expect from the campaign? That's when I talk to my clients. That's one of the biggest things. If they go, hey, we want to run one campaign, we want to spend $10,000, but we're looking to get $1 million in sales. Well, that's probably not too realistic on your first campaign. So it's important to take a look at that and once again evaluate what those needs are, or at least what your expectations are, and make sure they align with what's possible. How do you measure the progress and success of the campaign? Once again, is that ROI? There's plenty of softwares out there. Grin is one that I've been using recently. I've had great successes with. Scoutsy is another one. There's a lot of different platforms out there that you can once again take a look at ROI. There's another different ways of doing that. There's coupon codes and stuff. The affiliate model is very popular because when somebody clicks on an affiliate link, obviously then that will be attributed to that sale. And then once again, what is your good conversion rate for you? Once again, take a look at that. Is it 1%? Is it 2%? Why is it that? And then also compare the results. What are you going to compare the results against? Is it a PPC campaign? Once again, in your mind, what would be, I always ask my clients, what would be a big win for you? If you received a 2%, conversion rate, which is not a big deal unless you get 10,000 people at 2%. You're looking at 200 people, and if it's a $150 item, then once again there's some good sales there, assuming you didn't spend more than that on the campaign. And then once again, define the metrics that combine the sales, website traffic, etc. There's a lot of different ways to do that, but just once again make sure you set that up, and then set a budget. So I get a lot of companies that come to me and they're like, well, how much is this going to cost? Well, it's important to have a budget because once again, for the right campaign, we could spend $100,000 plus. But if you're saying, listen, I have $10,000, that gives me an idea. If you say $10,000 and you need, 5,000 influencers to promote your product, there's a disconnect there, right? So if you say it's $100,000 or $10,000, but you need, 100 influencers, or let's say 50 or 100, then that makes more sense to me because that once again, that's absolutely doable. Depending on the campaign, depending on what you're offering the influencers, there's a lot of variables to that. But have a clear idea of how much you want to spend on that campaign. Understand how much influencers charge. So that's kind of the big thing these days is really what should you pay an influencer? It just depends. It depends on the product, depends on how much they promote stuff, depends on how popular they are, depends on the product that you're offering, there's all kinds of stuff. So that's where it can get confusing, and that's where I think when you have an agency or have somebody like myself that can help consult on those kind of things. Because I've negotiated with thousands of influencers, and it needs to be a win-win. I don't always go for the lowest price. Once again, you have to look at all the variables. And then influencers with 2,000 to 100,000 followers charge anywhere from $124 to 58. I mean, all the way up to we've paid. I've paid up to $10,000. So it just depends on the campaign, the product, and the influencer, and it depends if they make sense. Now, once again, with software, you can take a look at the analytics. You can take a look at the demographics of their following. A lot more information than when I was doing this. Once again, starting 6 or 7 years ago, where the information was pretty sparse. I had to make an evaluation off of engagement of likes and comments and stuff like that. So influencers with 100,000 to 1 million followers charge somewhere, this is $395 to $690. Once again, I think that's really on the low side. Really, they can charge anywhere to, once again, it can be $500 to $10,000. And then influencers with more than 1 million followers charge $1,400. Once again, it's an arbitrary number. They can charge a lot more than that, or they can just charge $1,400. And take a look at one of the biggest things about these campaigns is you have the best product in the world, but if you don't pick the right influencers or micro influencers, you're not going to have success. It's no different than a PPC campaign where you can have the best product in the world, but if you're going after the wrong market, the sales aren't going to be there. So based on the information in your budget, you should have a clear idea of how many influencers you can afford and how much you want to spend on each one. So that's if you're working with a professional, an agency or something like that, you guys have to figure that out. If you're doing it on your own, then once again, figure out what you want to spend, what you're willing to do, and then obviously include your ad spend and stuff like that in that. So what does the perfect influencer look like? Once again, the third step is defining that ideal influencer. Like anything else, if you find the ideal influencer, then you can't pay them enough because they're going to drive sales, and you want to find that avatar, the influencer that looks like the one that just drove tons of sales, and go find other influencers just like that. So define what niches and industries you should specialize in. Define how many followers you expect them to have. Be clear about the average engagement rate. Once again, followers is one thing. I mean, somebody that's got 50,000 followers but they're not engaged, I would literally rather have somebody that has 1,000 followers that are heavily engaged. Engagement is extremely important because you can fudge numbers and you can fudge likes and you can even fudge comments, but you want to make sure you're taking a look at the overall evaluation of the things that are happening on multiple pictures and things that they've got going on in their profile. Also look at their voice and their aesthetics when it comes to how many different products they're promoting, what products they're promoting. Those are all really important. Does it align with your brand? So the fourth step is going to be finding the right influencers. Like as we've talked about a little bit, look for influencers that already have fans in your brand, right? So you can see there's great software that you can find this person and this person, and you can find that common area in the middle where they like this, and that's going to be the perfect client for you. Look for obviously influencers that are relevant to your industry. Look for influencers that target audiences that you look up to. Filter results using characteristics, then approach these influencers with an offer. 5 is measuring your campaign. Like keep a close eye on all the results from your campaign. There's once again a lot of software that you can kind of see sentiment. You can obviously take a look at sales ROI, which is extremely important if sales are your big thing. And then determine the conversion. Coming from the campaign, determine the conversions coming from the individual influencers. Discontinue contracts with low-performing influencers. Obviously, if they're not performing well, there's no reason to continue. But if you do have an influencer that's performing extremely well, do a long-term contract with them. There's no reason to go and try to find better numbers. If you're giving them $1, they're giving you $3 back through the campaign, sign them up for a long-term contract because obviously that's somebody that's going to be able to move the needle, and that's really, really important. There's no reason to look further. There's no reason to try to trade $1 for $4 if you can get 3. That's a good conversion rate. Leverage influencers with obviously higher conversion rates. It's kind of common sense. How to find influential fans. Yeah, there's a number of different ways to do this. Conduct a branded, hashtags. Obviously, people are putting certain hashtags in there, so you can, look at those hashtags and take a look at that. Once again, software. There's Grin, there's Hyper. There's all kinds of software out there that you can go and evaluate influencers. Take a look at their information. Like this is an example with Nordstrom's. They did a hashtag search. Obviously, hashtag Nordstrom's to find posts created about their brand. You can find these people that already have influence, that are already talking about your brand. And you can go and offer them perks, whether it be a discount in product or so anyways, there's all kinds of different things you can offer them. So check out the post that this one right here. What this is just some of these were done by influencers you're already working with. So it looks like post by an influencer already associated with your brand. So anyways, this was Elise Harris's one, and once again, she was already not affiliated with Nordstrom's, but she did obviously have a connection there because she enjoyed the products. She posted about the products, now it made natural sense to bring her on the team and bring her on the ambassador program or an influencer program. Check out the user content. Once again, we talked about that a little bit. Make sure that it follows with your brand, that there's an alignment there. Like with this one right here, obviously she has a high fashion sense. It makes sense for Nordstrom's to partner with her on these projects. She had about 19,000 followers. Regular posts were fashion related and style related. So that makes total sense to partner with somebody like that. And once again, influential fans are the best because they're promotional, but they also maintain authenticity, which is really important because she's naturally going to talk about great clothing and great style and all this kind of stuff. So when you push a Nordstrom's, when you put Nordstrom's in there, it's a natural fit. It feels very authentic. And it's important that the influencers is very authentic with the content that they're producing. Find Instagram influencers with relevant hashtags. Talked about that a little bit. Real easy. This is one of those cruelty-free beauty. Was a campaign that they did for, once again, makeup that's not tested on animals. So there's, once again, a lot of different ways that you can do that. This was Miss Jasmine Rose, obviously, that put this campaign up. And this was, a thing about, once again, using makeup that hasn't been tested on animals. It's a campaign that was very, very successful. And then if you check the profile, she's got about 18,000 followers. She's into beauty and lifestyle. So once again, she's a good fit for the brand. So here we go. So I did touch on some of the tools here a little earlier, but finding Instagram influencers using tools, once again, you can do a manual search. It's going to take more time. But finding relevant influencers, the perfect influencer for your brand is, it does take a while. It's not just picking up some software and doing a few searches. Obviously, my team has a lot of experience doing that over the years. But if you feel like you can do it on your own, these are tools that you can use. Hyper is a resource that has over 10 million influencers. Gil over there is doing an amazing job. You can conduct a search by name, keyword, subject. It includes the audience demographics, and obviously the certain influencers will appeal to your target audience, and then easily connect with influencers through the platform. Influence.co, those guys are doing an awesome job over there. You can once again search by category. What they're doing is putting brands and influencers together. And once again, they make that connection between those. So if you're an influencer, you can go on there and see different brands that are looking to promote their products. NeoReach is like finding the right influencer from a resource of over 3 million influencers. You can choose different categories or filters. They have about 40 different filters. I think they probably have more now, but engagement rates, audience demographics, a lot of different things you can look at. You can easily track and manage a campaign through a single dashboard. Analytica, they've had me on their podcast. Awesome people over there looking for influencers in creative relevant category through that. Find influencers, talk about a specific topic. Look for influencers based on demographics. Find influencers who created content that is similar. And then there's obviously other filters with reach and location and social channels. So Assembly is another one. Find influencers based on the relevant categories. Mark your most recent influencers. Discover influencer performance around various social media channels. Create those campaigns based on specific goals. Another thing is I'll share this with you guys too. Assembly and I actually came out with an ebook that I wrote for them on how to engage influencers. It was a full-blown ebook. I'll also share that link with you guys. It's something you guys can use as a resource if you guys want to do the campaigns on your own. Another program that I don't have in here, that I don't have a slide on, is Grin. I've been extremely impressed with what those guys are doing. They have their database that they created isn't a scrape database. They do a lot of due diligence to make sure the right influencers are on their platform, and they're doing some really cool stuff. They're actually going to make it into a CRM and some really cool things that are going to be coming out here in the next quarter that I would highly recommend you guys go take a look at. So most effective campaigns for selling on Instagram, let's get branded content. So this is like creating branded content such as this ad here for Sprint. The idea of it is that for it to be branded, obviously people know about Sprint, and you to talk about sprints on your program or whatever you have, through your phone. Honest reviews. So, here's the deal is like, if somebody, a product or a brand is giving you a product to review, make sure you're honest about it. Obviously there might be some compensation or something like that, but don't let that get in the way of leaving an authentic review. If you don't like a product, I'm not saying you necessarily have to trash the product, but I would be honest. I mean, there's something about being authentic. You owe that to your audience to not just give 1,000 great reviews if something's not that great. Once again, not saying you need to badmouth a product or a brand, but once again, be authentic with yourself. And once again, it's not about money. It's really about, making sure that the product that you're reviewing is going to be good fit for your audience. Exclusive previews. So, there's a lot of influencers out there that we have. There's certain things that they preview. So they're like, hey, this is a product that's coming out. Hey, take a look at it. There's different things that products that will do. They'll do launches with influencers that are a good fit. And then once again, there's either you pay per post that goes up, can be an affiliate type agreement, or it can even be a percentage of sales, and depends, or a percentage of the company depending on the influencer. Product placement, it's been in movies for years, and real popular. Where you take a picture and there's going to be some products that are in there. This one is like a lifestyle picture from Deer_Home. It's Paula, but she's promoting Daniel Wellington, who's done. I think they've done 50 or 100 million. Anyways, it was a crazy amount in regarding to their watches and stuff like that. So that's product placement's really popular. Then we have ambassador programs or a brand rep, but ambassador programs are awesome for fitness and stuff like that. We're actually developing one out right now for a company that I can't tell you who it is, but it's going to be an awesome program that we're doing to be able to help people that are in a certain industry that I can't tell you yet. But anyways, so it's kind of cool. Once again, that's people. This was for Glosser, which is a makeup brand that's grown tremendous, and they're in New York. They have a great brick and mortar, huge location there in New York City. But the cool part about them is that their percentage, they had about 500 influencers or micro influencers, and they did a great program in regards to promoting those people and getting those people out there and those people to drive sales. So giveaway, who doesn't love a good giveaway? So there's a lot of different ways to structure a giveaway. Once again, that can be either a product, that can be, if you do this, then you'll get this. There's a number of different ways to structure the deal. Here goes one that was for a foodie. It was a brand, a product they were putting out for Alex. And once again, they get free product and they put it out there and put a promotion out there. Events, if you can have an influencer come to your event and talk about the event before the event, during the event, and then even after the event, there's a lot of cool stuff that can happen there. A lot of different ways to structure this thing. It can be paid for somebody to show up. It can be how many people they bring to the event. There's how many people that click on it and go to Eventbrite and get tickets. A lot of different ways to do that. And I'm going to go into my final thoughts here because I ran a little over tonight because I'm kind of excited about the subject. But always work with influencers who appeal to your target market. When I say that, it seems pretty basic in what I'm explaining, but it's important that the influencer matches with your brand, right? Reach isn't always the best thing to determine the right influencer for you. So, take a look at the engagement, take a look at the comments that are being written. Make sure they're not fake comments. That's one thing too, that people have these bots and stuff where they can write fake comments. If you have 28, 50, 100 comments that are all emojis, those aren't real comments for the most part. Those are people just that buy into these programs. So be careful. You want people that are really engaging with the brand or the influencer. Promote influencers at creative freedom. So this is important. If I'm an influencer, I know my audience. I know what my audience likes. And if I'm a brand and I tell the brand, hey, let's work together, the brand wants me to do something that's maybe not going to fit with my audience, don't do it. Because it's not going to be a good fit for the brand. It's not going to be a good fit for you as an influencer. It's going to be, other than money that changes hands, which shouldn't be the most important thing, just don't do it. I would recommend, there's plenty of brands out there that need good influencers. I wouldn't do that campaign. So don't just assume influencers will work for free. That's, people like, hey, will you do this for me? Will you promote for me? If I had $1 for every time that somebody reached out to me and asked for some kind of a free favor, like I would probably be like a thousandaire, like maybe not a millionaire, but definitely a thousandaire. Figure out how it's a win-win situation. Like most people don't talk about what can I do for you before you can do something for me. Think about how you want to be treated in a negotiation type situation. And then always measure your campaign results to ensure that you get the maximum ROI. So there's a lot of softwares out there that, once again, can talk about, when you set up your KPIs, your key performance indicators, you want to make sure that you have that set up. So once again, what's a win in your mind, and you make sure you tell the influencer, like, this is what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to drive sales. I'm looking to drive $5,000 in sales. And, so that's what you want to have those things set up ahead of time, because when you go and do a campaign and you don't have those set up, then how do you know if you were successful or not, right? Like, you might have some ideas in your head, but if the influencer and you don't know what those numbers are or what those KPIs are, then how do you know that you made it to the finish line and were successful? So once again, you guys, thank you guys so much. Once again, I'm excited about this thing, and this was awesome. This is one of my first videos that I did in regards to Loom, and I look forward to working with everybody. Talk to you guys soon.